All right, I want to talk to you about what, in my opinion, is the most important part of the sales process. And whatever you see about sales, whenever you see it being portrayed as sleazy or nasty or cheap or, seedy, it's because this part isn't focused on enough. And if you don't focus on it enough, sales becomes very unpleasant as well. You're going to waste a lot of time. Won't make any sense. And what I'm talking about is the qualifying stage. So in the sales process, if you would chart it out, I would put qualifying very, very, very early in the process. And what I mean by qualifying is just making sure, are we even a match? Is this product, is this service for you? Would you benefit from actually doing this? Are you interested in this? So if you compare it to seduction, for example, if you're in a bar and you approach a girl or a guy, whatever you're into, I don't know, and you spend, let's say 90 minutes talking up this person and getting her or him excited, and then all of a sudden you find out that he's not into guys or girls, whatever you are watching this. Well, you just wasted 90 minutes. Well, maybe you had fun, but assuming you didn't go there for that purpose, all of that time is now poof, it's gone. Or, he's married, or there's some other reason why it would never mesh. So it makes a lot of sense in a sales environment to sort of look at, are we compatible? And at every point, if you find that you're not compatible, that's absolutely fine. There are plenty of people in the world, basically unlimited amounts of people. Even if you wanted to, you could never get through all the possible prospects for your service. So it makes sense for both of you to not waste time and to see, is this going to work? Now, the reason why this makes sense, I told you in a previous session that sales is a numbers game, right? It is based around how many people you can talk to, but it's based around how many people you can talk to that are actually a good match. So by qualifying, you're going to find out which one of those are a yes, which one of those are a no, and you want to find out as soon as possible. I used to do this in real estate all the time. When people would call and you basically say, hey, can you come over to look at my property? I would go through 18, 19, 20 questions just to see are we a good match? Are you moving soon? Are you what exactly are you struggling with? What are you expecting? And not only did I find out are we a good match, but also I found out a lot of information. And most people never ask. I remember vividly this happening where I got a call and I went through 18 questions. And by the time I got through to question 4, the guy, this was someone that was divorcing his wife, I believe. The guy says, well, I really don't want to answer questions. I just want you to come over and tell me what my home is worth. So I said, I understand. I asked these questions to get a sense of your situation, to make sure I can help you out. I'm actually basically doing this for you, not to annoy you or because I'm nosy or anything. So let me get to the end of my question. So I got everything down. It'll save us all a lot of time in the process. And I kept asking questions, and 2 or 3 questions later, he says, well, no, I'm not answering any questions anymore. Just put it in the calendar. And I refused to go because that's not the way I work. I need to know this information. Now, what's funny is that this same guy proceeded to call another agent in my office. And I remember sort of getting the ping, seeing, there's a phone going off. And then during the conversation, because this was pretty close in time, right, to my call, I figure out hey, it's the same guy. And I remember him picking up the phone saying, yes, okay. Yeah, sure. Let me get the calendar. And he pencils in the appointment and he said, okay, I'll see you Saturday at 4. Looking forward to it. Bye. And that's it. And he didn't know that I had just spoken to the guy. He goes to the appointment. Turns out this guy invited 7 agents. He never got the listing, obviously, because he didn't know anything about the whole situation. He didn't know if this guy was the owner. Turns out not to be the owner, by the way. His wife was the owner. He was just the guy making the appointments. He was missing out on all sorts of information, and he wasted his time by going there. And he could have found that out just by asking questions like he should have in the qualifying stage. And during the sales process, we keep qualifying to see, are we still in agreement? Are we still a match? In this case, I would ask these questions beforehand. And then when I got to the appointment, I said, okay, talked on the phone. Let me check. Has anything changed? Because the situation, as far as I understand, as far as I know, is, and then I would sort of list out what the situation was. So you're separating, you want to sell the house, you want to make a move in the next 3 months, you've invited 3 agents to the property, you are expecting to use whatever is left after the sale of this house for a new house. I would just go over the situation, which did 2 things. If there's a change, I want to know now before I go into the whole rest of my spiel. And 2, it made them aware of the fact that I was actually listening to them, which is a very rare thing. And we're going to go over listening skills in a bit. But people find that really important, and it is really important. Like you have no idea how rare it is for someone to actually listen to you, write the answers down, and then be able to repeat them afterwards. You only find that out when you have staff or when you have a certain amount of life experience where you're just going through the motions and seeing people not listen to you at all. They're just waiting for you to shut up so they can make sound. It's annoying. So the days of like forcefully having your pitch and shoving it through their throat, just, get my point across, let me do my pitch. Like, even the word pitch annoys me, but let me do my pitch. And then if I do my pitch to enough people, some of them will say yes. I think that's over. I think we're in the days of qualifying for a sale. I think we're in the days of consultative selling, of actually looking, are we a good match? And if yes, let me get the information necessary by qualifying questions and let me feed it back to you so we're in agreement and I actually sell you what you need. Now, if you would prefer like the hard-boiled, hard-closing, shove it down their throat kind of selling, well, either you haven't sold at all or you're a psychopath. But this should be good news. Like, you should be happy to hear this, because I do believe that when there's rapport, when we're in agreement on stuff, selling gets way, way easier. Trust me. So we do qualifying. We qualify to make sure that it's a good prospect, and we qualify to get the information required to sell later on. And we're going to get into that.